Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome. This is the transformation video for Toyseasy YW2412 Tiger. And without further ado, let's get to it. Go ahead and take his cannon off from wherever you have it at. So he is just the robot. Alright, go ahead and fold his hands up first. Make sure you fold them at the first knuckle. And then you just have the thumb off to the side like that. All right, we'll do that for both. Now it doesn't matter, you can do the upper body or the lower body first on this guy. So what I'm going to do is I will bring down these joints. We'll go ahead and get his arms ready first, and then we'll do his lower body. So, first thing you want to do, come on, here we go. This inner panel, pop that off. All right, then you can lift up on the entire piece that the hand is on. There we go. Rotate the hand and fold it around as such, and we'll leave it up there for now. Now you separate it. Okay, you just got the tab and slot that was in the middle there. Then for this piece, you want to rotate it down on that double joint so it's sitting flat like that, and then you can rotate it up, and that lines up the rope, and it also gets it above this piece without scratching it or bending anything. Flip down that piece, and then it's got this double joint right here. Go ahead and bring it out to the side. We'll go ahead and flip up on this panel and this panel. Flip up on this panel again, and then disconnect the wheels from the back of the arm and disconnect the tread from the top of the shoulder. All right. Then, see this double joint in here? Go ahead and get it up so that it is sitting right up in there. Make sure this bicep swivel is nice and straight as well, and then straighten out the lower elbow joint. And then you can go ahead and bring this up, and you've got a slot here for the tab here. Go ahead and just bring it up, get it tabbed in. Get it all nice and squeezed up. You can rotate this around and bring it down. And then you've got this tab going into this slot. And you just get that in there nice and tight. Now you might need to put your finger behind this piece to brace it, but otherwise, that's that. Now for this piece, go ahead and fold that out and rotate it around. And then on the double joint in here, bring it all the way down, all the way to the stop. And then this set of wheels has a double joint. Go ahead and work those in there, and you can unfold this back wheel as well. All right, and now we'll do the same thing over here. His joints are so tight, it's trying to make sure I get a good angle for you guys and I can still see what I'm doing. So fold down that inner forearm panel, fold up on the arm, split the forearm, bring this down. There we go. So it's sitting like that, and then just rotate it up, fold this in, rotate the arm panel around, bring this up on that double joint, flip up on that panel, bring this out and flip up on that panel, bring the upper double elbow joint all the way up, like so. Then continue bringing this double joint up and rotate this up as well to get it tabbed into that slot. And then bring the arm panel down, tab it in, and if you want, now you can fold the arm in just so that thumb doesn't get in the way. You just fold it around. And for the hands, when they're folded in, you can see you've got the thumb right here on the outer bit, and you've got the palm facing up. So it's sitting like this, right here and right here. All right. And then again, we'll take this wheel out. We'll untab that, unfold and rotate, and then bring it down on that double joint, and bring this in on its double joint. And when you bring down the big tread pieces, those panels that we flipped and rotated, they should line up with their spots right there. All right. That's done. And we'll go ahead and do the upper body just because we can. So lift up to untab these two pieces from their slots, which will also untab this from those where it just kind of sits in place. Flip around on this Canon connector. All right, so it's sticking out. And then you're just going to rotate these two side pieces up, rotate that up in the center, and then bring this up and around. Go ahead and bring these down. Bring this out. It's on a double joint. Lift up on the head and fold it in and fold that in. And then you can rotate that, seat it down, and rotate this. All right. It's pretty easy, pretty simple once you get the hang of it. And then the turret will rotate as well. All right, and now we're going to do the legs. And with the legs, so first thing, we'll untab from the shins. Go ahead and angle out at that thigh joint just to give you some clearance. So we're going to untab from back here on both sides. Then is what we're going to do is we're going to bend it down at the lower knee joint, and we need to rotate this 180 degrees. There we go. Then you've got a tab and slot. You can fold these pieces up and get those tabbed in. All right. And lift up on the tread at the top and the bottom. You'll want those out of the way. Then is what we're going to do. We're going to fold that in, rotate it, fold the heel spur in, and then for the foot, it's on a double joint. The toe, I mean, you want to bring it up. So that is what it's looking like from the top, right? With the double tread piece being the top. All right. So now, with the knee, because we haven't compressed it down yet, you've got the large single tab here, and on the inside of the knee, you've got a single slot right in the center on the black plastic. You just bring that down, tab it down, and there you go. Now I'll go ahead and rotate that in. I'll rotate this up somewhere in there for now, and we'll come back to that momentarily. Let's get this side, untab these two pieces in the back. Rotate down at the lower knee joint. Rotate this 180. Get the tread out of the way. Close up on these side pieces. Bring this out. Rotate it. Heel spur in and toe up. All right. And now bring the knee down and get it tabbed in. Oh, that's not really showing you much, is it? Yep, just not able to get a better look at that with the lighting that I do have. All right. So next up, we're going to come back here, butt flap, lift it up, and then is what you want to do is just bring these hip joints down on those double hinges and tab them together so they're nice and solid. There we go. So it's looking like that, and then bring the hip flap down and it'll lock in. Then you'll close up these side skirts. All right, both of them should be in there nice and flat. All right, and now you can clamp this together. It's got a tab and slot. And you can bring these around. Now let's bring the knee pieces down so we can fold these in. They have a tab and slot and they should self-locate pretty easily. All right, make sure it's all nice and squeezed together. I'll leave these folded out for now so they're out of the way. Just got the toes crunched up against the body there. The feet are in between the skirts. So now is what we're going to do. I'm going to bring this up on the armature. I'm going to bring these forward because you can see these have this whole linkage set up with multiple joints. And now we got to deal with that. And it might be super easy or it might want to fight a little bit. That's, we'll see how it wants to do right now. And before I go any further, so on the armature here for the turret, you've got a tab right here at the back. That's going to go into a slot right here in the crotch. And you also want to make sure all these treads, they have a double joint right here. Make sure that's as straight as you can get it. And when you bring these arm pieces in, there's a black tab right here at the hip. It's right about the ab area. That is going to go into this slot right here. All right. And then you also have a little hook tab slot right here. That's going to be for this corner. And that's all we're looking for at the moment. Then we'll have the treads, but we're just trying to close up the tank right now. We also have 2 round posts right here for 2 round slots up here. And then we have this little tab on the front piece for this one. So we got multiple things to look at. Let's bring that turret back. I want to bring these, oops, wrong way. You need to close these up so these joints are sitting a certain way. So you see how that's going already? You got the large piece going from this screw to there, and then you've got it angling upward. That's about how we want it. Bring it on down, bring it on in. Make sure that the double section of the treads are going between the wheels and the armor on both sides. And now I'm going to go ahead and get these upper pieces settled. All right, I got the hooks in at the back. Now I need to make sure I got the tabs at the front, and I can tell by the gap I have, I do not at all. Oh, there we go. They just fell into place. So there we go. Then the back, and make sure this is all scrunched down. All right, turret. Okay, something is not sitting right because the turret doesn't want to sit flat, and it should. There we go. Just had to massage it a little bit, make sure everything lines up right. So, got all of this closed up at the front. All right, got everything closed up at the back. You can see the sides are pretty much as flush as they're gonna get. Now we got to get the treads. So you've got a tab back here for this slot, a tab and a slot there, a tab on the wheel on top and bottom for a slot at the lower tread and slot in the upper tread. And you just got to get it all lined up. You need to make sure this tab and this tab are lined up first. Then you are going to be able to get the treads lined up. And I'll fold this one out now too. So just bring it back. And if you get the lower tread in first, that will help it make it a lot easier to get the upper tread. Which is already annoying to do the upper one just because you don't have a lot of space. Because it's right below the armor at this point. Okay, there we go, got that one. Now we're going to do the same thing over here. There we go. Good. Let me make sure I didn't move around any of the body that I wasn't supposed to before I do the finishing touch. There we go. And the last thing, these pieces, you just rotate them around, then you bring them up, and there's a tab on the back of the tank for a slot that is in the center of this black piece, so you just tab it in. There we go. Go ahead and attach that, and you are done. So there's the side, the bottom, the back, the top, and the other side. All right. So there you go. And without wasting any time, let's get right to reverse transformation. Turret off. Okay, so reverse. First thing, we're going to take apart the treads. I'm going to tell you now, they might be very, very stiff. These lower ones especially. And they are very sharp and pointy. There we go. All I did there, I used this thumb to push down on the front of the treads while I used these to pull up. So it's just push, pull, and that worked. There we go. Good. Fold them back in on the treads. Untab these back pieces. Rotate them. And put them back where they were. They do not tab in when they are over the treads for robot mode. They just rest there. All right. So there's that done. Now we're going to just push up to disengage the upper piece of the tread. All right. And you can kind of give the front treads a bit of a wiggle. Disengage this up here to give yourself some room. All right. And then you're not going to be able to go out very far with these because these pieces are down, and that's fine. So next thing, we want to split the front. I'm going to use a spudger because it makes life so much easier. There we go. Split those two tabs, lift up on the turret. And if you lift up on the turret, you can get in here and pretty much rotate the arm assembly out. There we go. Kind of undid the hand as well, but it's fine. There we go. And now you can just extend all of these joints for the shoulders and get all that out of the way. All right. Now bring the turret up so it's kind of out of the way. Now we want to undo, we're going to undo this side piece so that we can lift up on that. All right, just the easiest way I've found to get in there because they tab in very securely. Lift up on the black knee piece, rotate the legs around. Now we can split those, lift up on the butt flap, split the legs. Sorry, lift up on these side skirt pieces too. So you want those out of the way completely. And then angle the legs up on that double joint that they have. Right? And then just bring the butt flap back down and it will lock all of that in place. All right, now is what we're going to do. We're going to bend at the lower knee again. The reason I keep saying lower knee is because the upper knee includes this block. That's going to be in your way if you bend at the upper knee. All right, then you go ahead and give this a 180 rotate. Do that on both sides. Now is what we're going to do. With these, you can still bring them out, and then you can get the treads in and get them underneath this whole knee piece. All right. Now what we're going to do, we'll go ahead and fold the shin pieces down, and they just have a tab that goes into a slot on the treads. And we're going to fold these side pieces out and back. And on the outer leg, they just have a tab that goes into the back of the knee. So you just bring it in, get it tabbed. On the inner leg, they have a post that goes into the wheel, as well as a tab that goes into the knee. So just make sure that all gets lined up, and it'll lock everything in place. It's the same on both sides. All right, now you can bring the toes down, bring the foot back in and rotate it, bring the heels out. Now they do have this piece of plastic, you're supposed to be able to grip it and pull it out, but for me they're still really tight. I think, yeah, there's one I can do with that. The other one, it fights me quite a bit. Let's see if I can get it. Okay, I kind of got it. There we go. Good. So that is the legs complete. All right. Now, I'm going to bring these arms down on the sliders, the joints. I'm going to adjust this a little bit. And I'm going to do the turret first. So I'm going to bring the hatch around so it's out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and bring this down. Bring it all around. Well, here, you know what, before I do that, let's do the head. So the easiest way to get the head out of here is if you lift up on that, then you can get in and lift up on the panel. And then, of course, lift up on the head from there. And then put the head back down. Put the panel back down for now. If you're doing it this way, then you make sure that this is fully up and out of the way, and you should be able to rotate this and get it pretty close. And then you do need to bring these two pieces down in order to bring it down on the upper body. Then you bring the front pieces down. Bring this center piece down. And the front pieces, they've got a tab and slot goes into there. That front middle piece, it just rests on those two tabs. It kind of helps tab it in, but these side ones really do all the work. Give that a good squeeze front to back. I'm going to go ahead and flip this post in because I don't use that front attachment for robot mode, but you can leave it out if you want. So there we go. There's his upper body, his chest anyway. Now we got to do these. So rotate these pieces. Remember, by now I had already lifted them up. If they were still down in here, then first you would have to lift the wheels up in order to rotate those. All right. Then you bring these back on their double joint, flip this wheel in, bring this inward on its double joint, and it's got a slot here for this tab. So get that secure. And then, is this piece in the way? Oh, I see, the joint is in the way. There we go. And then this, you've got a tab and slot back here, so just get that plugged in. Next, I'm going to lift up on the hand. I'm going to give it a little bit of a rotate so it's out of the way. And then I'm going to bring all this down on that double joint. I'm going to rotate and bring this down on its double joint. This will get plugged into there. I'll fold both of these panels down. And this one, I'll fold it inward. You have a tab and slot there. And now for this, lift up on that. Then go ahead and bring this inward. Then give it a rotate like that, so that it's sitting like that. Then I'm going to split it. I'm going to bring it all the way in. And you have a tab and slot here at the bottom. Go ahead and connect that. There we go. If it doesn't seem like it wants to tab in, it could be that the double joint at the front isn't fully flush. Go ahead and rotate this so that you have all the detailing facing upwards. And then you want to bring it back because you're going to put this tab into this slot. All right. Get that lined up and tabbed in. Bring the hand down because now this piece has a tab at the front and the back for slots here in the hand and there in the elbow. So you just bring it in and it should clip in. And then you can rotate the hand and put that however you want it. And then I'll bring this up. There we go. And we'll do the same thing over here. Again, the tread is already out on its double joint. Fold in on that wheel, fold out on that double joint. Bring that in and get that tabbed in. Tab that in at the back. There we go. Bring the hand up and rotate. Bring all this out. Down on that double joint. Bring the elbow up on that double joint so it's sitting inside the arm. Bring this panel down and fold in. Bring this panel down. Make sure that this lower double joint is straight. Flip up on this panel right here. Flip this inward and then rotate it once more. Rotate in on this double joint, making sure that the front of it is nice and flush like that. Rotate the hand. And for the hand, the ball joint piece stays up and down. You're only rotating it at this back hinge for this part. All right, so get that tabbed in, bring the hand down, and tab in the forearm. And then you can play with the hand however you want, pose him however you want. Get this up here for now. And this just, I'm going to go ahead and put it back in there because that's where I like to put it. So there we go. Kind of blew through this one a little quickly, but that is it. YW2412 Tiger from Toyseasy in his robot mode. I hope this video helped some of you. If it helped at least one of you, then it was worth it. And it was worth the fun that it was for me to make the video. So, thank you for watching. Until next time.